We've got another biopic that's been dropped, and critics and real-life fans are divided. So much so, it set a world record. This is Michael, the biopic.
Oh.
We've got to talk about it because it's in the zeitgeist, and that is our commitment to each other.
I saw a headline just this morning,
Yep.
and it was like, record, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, oh, is it record for the least amount of people going to see this movie?
No.
I didn't click it, so I don't know.
Nope, the fans are out. The new Michael Jackson film has smashed box office records, scoring its biggest worldwide opening ever for a biopic. The previous record was held in 2018 by the Queen musical Bohemian Rhapsody. It launched with 124 million. That's Australian 172 million. I'll say it. I feel weird about Michael Jackson. It makes me feel odd. I understand he has a huge fan base, and I'm one of those people that I've come around to the whole that if you can separate the art from the artist, you should absolutely enjoy the things that you want to enjoy. If you enjoy the music because it's formative for you and it makes you feel good, then that's a different thing to what he allegedly, it was never proven, allegedly did in his free time. The critics are really divided. They gave it, at the time of recording this, a 40% Rotten Tomatoes score, which puts it among the worst reviewed biopics in the last few years. The audiences, though, what a gap do we have? They can't get enough of it. With well over 1,000 reviews in already, Michael has a 96% audience score. That is the highest on Rotten Tomatoes for any biopic ever. The previous record holder for that was Austin Butler's with Baz Luhrmann with Elvis. And the critics liked it way more. They gave it 77. So this rocking at 40 is
I never saw it. I was like Austined out. Like I was so sick of seeing that guy in the media that I was like, I'm not watching that movie out of spite.
And even after it, he still spoke like Elvis. You know what I mean? Like he still spoke like Elvis for a long time. But I think he's out of that now. I think so. The movie itself is obviously full of some interesting things, like Michael Jackson's nephew being cast. So Jafar Jackson is cast as Michael Jackson, and I hadn't really delved into this until recently.
Michael Jackson, the one and only, happens to be your uncle.
Yes.
So Jermaine Jackson is your dad?
Yes, Jermaine is my father.
I love Jermaine Jackson. You've got to give him my best.
Oh, absolutely. And he's kind of looking at me, like he asked me, have you ever acted before? I said, never. I've never wanted to be an actor. And I initially told him, you know, I grew up wanting to play golf.
Interesting outfit.
Oh, yeah, polka dots are back. Polka dot tie, polka dot shirt. All white.
I feel like Jimmy was awkward. Like it was almost even awkward for Jimmy going into that, like
Fallon's
trying to
sound.
So I know, but like he was so excited to say Jermaine, like he loves Jermaine, but he didn't say Michael.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I didn't even notice that. Obviously, Michael Jackson has a huge fan base. Michael Jackson was for a time the biggest pop star in the world. And I don't know if anyone, oh my goodness, all those AI videos are real. He lives. I'm so torn about Michael Jackson because on one hand, I can look at people who have come forward and have talked about their abuse, allegedly at the hands of Michael. And then I can also look at someone who's gone through the courts and proven, you know, to a court that that's not true, and they have walked away without being convicted of it. And I'm like, okay, so if I was in that scenario and people accused me of something that wasn't true, and I had to go through everything to prove it's not true, would I still want my life to carry on? And I guess yes. But then also people can get away with things, and I don't know. It's so weird. It's just so weird. I think it's so much more complicated than people just picking one side or the other. And I just feel icky about it because I'm like, yeah, but what if all those people who are reportedly survivors of abuse from Michael Jackson, what if they're telling the truth? I don't like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, what if they are telling the truth? And sure, he got off, but that's a terrible term, but he got away with it essentially. You know, what if it's telling the truth? So I feel weird about anything Michael Jackson related.
I just feel like it just seems like a cash grab. Like, why do we need a Michael movie? I don't see why we needed it.
But the fans wanted it. Like, if you look at and I mean, since I looked into this and I started last night, the amount of people coming up, like the people in my feed who were just talking about the Michael movie, there was. And look, some of it does seem a little bit unhinged.
The greatest film. It's probably going to go down as the greatest film ever. The Michael Jackson movie.
Drama.
I must say, Michael Jackson is one of the most resilient dudes I've ever seen. That guy is a workhorse. He's a lover.
The amount of things that keep coming up in my socials, it almost felt like, I know the algorithm's now tailoring it to it because I was doing research on it, but it almost felt like these people were paid to say this stuff.
I know there's influencers that I follow who have been paid to go to the movie and then post about it.
Right.
So I don't think that would lead to it being the biggest biopic. Like, I doubt that there's enough influencers in the world to make it boost that much. Although some people hang on the words, don't they, of their favorite influencers. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it does boost it that much. But like, I saw one from a girl that I follow who's in Victoria here in Australia, and she was flogging it and I was like, this seems like a weird route for her to take on her socials, and she was dressed as Michael trying to do the dance.
Yeah, a lot of people are dressed
as
Michael.
And
in
then
the
I looked at the caption, and she tagged the movie and like hashtagged enough for me to go, oh, she's been paid to post this.
Or at least getting something out of it. So look, I'm not dissing anyone who's a fan. I'm not dissing I'm not dissing anyone who's come forward and said they've been abused at the hands of this person. The movie itself is also interesting. And again, I'll say that I haven't gone to see it because, again, I feel weird about it. So watching it feels weird to me. It feels like I'm funding something that I shouldn't fund. But the movie covers Michael Jackson, his childhood, Jackson 5, and his solo superstardom, and then like peak fame. But it sort of wraps up 97, 98. That's when it wraps up. It's not the whole life.
Oh.
So it wraps up before the 2000s.
And sort of like after there is where we get a little bit muddy, don't we? So they made a real creative decision not going past the good times.
So according to the BBC, I saw an article today, there was initially references to some of the allegations in the script, but the footage ended up being cut from the movie due to historic non-disclosure agreement Jackson made with one of his accusers. So they didn't put it in because of an NDA that was signed. So that's interesting. The director said at the time the rediscovery of the document led to a tough period as they had to rethink everything. Now, speaking of rethinking, Janet Jackson isn't in it at all. Like she's not acting in it, obviously, but she's not mentioned in it. So
that's super weird.
Which I thought was interesting. So speaking to Variety, LaToya Jackson, who is mentioned in the movie, like there's someone who plays LaToya, she said that she wished everyone was in the movie, and she also added that that Janet was asked and she kindly declined, so you have to respect her wishes.
Okay.
Which I think is also interesting. Now, another thing to add to this, quite some time ago, and I don't remember seeing this at all, again, so much news comes out, but Paris Jackson, the daughter of Michael Jackson, came out against the film. Now, I remember seeing some articles, but I don't remember seeing the video.
I remember that.
And I think it's interesting to throw back on this, and also she's kind of ruining her own payday.
I'm gonna say this and then I'll kind of just leave it alone, because it seems like there's been a lot of responses. There's been a lot of responses to the thing that I posted earlier about just clarifying that I wasn't involved at all, aside from giving feedback on the first draft and then getting the feedback that, yeah, we're not actually going to address your notes at all. And I was like, all right, like, fuck me, you know. So I just, like, butted out, and I just, like, I've left it alone, because it's not my project. So, you know, they're gonna make whatever they're gonna make. A big reason why I haven't said anything up until this point is because I know a lot of you guys are gonna be happy with it. Like, a big section. The film panders to a very specific section of my dad's fandom that still lives in the fantasy, and they're gonna be happy with it. Just like I remember hearing about how Freddie Mercury's family responded to seeing the Bohemian Rhapsody film, right? And I remember like reading the Dirt autobiography as a kid, and then growing up and like watching the movie they ended up making starring like MGK, and I was like, okay. The thing about these biopics is it's Hollywood, so it's fantasy land. It's not real, but it's sold to you as real, and a lot of sugar-coated, like the narrative is being controlled, and there's a lot of inaccuracy, and there's a lot of just full-blown lies. And at the end of the day, like, that doesn't really fly with me. I don't really like dishonesty. I spoke up. I wasn't heard. I fucked off. That's it. Y'all are gonna like the fucking movie, so just go watch it, go enjoy it, do whatever, leave me out of it. Also,
she's got feelings.
Something that like quite a lot of people are saying is like, she hates her dad. She resents him. She wants nothing to do with him. Because I'm not like calling the shots on set, being a big shot producer of a movie that's filled with just inaccuracies. That's not my truth. That's not where I'm coming from. I just prefer honesty over like sales and monetary gain. Like, that's it. And I kind of just don't want anything to do with that. So I'm gonna fuck off again, and I'm gonna keep minding my own business. I suggest you do the same. God bless and Godspeed.
She just did the real typical like Instagram user of like, this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this, and then like picks her phone up like 5 minutes later and she's like, but just one more thing about this, and I'm gonna leave it alone after this. Or like any girl in a relationship who's like, I'm done with this, but I do have one more thing to say.
Anyone who says they're done, they're not done. I think that's someone who's like, I'm done, I'm over this. Well, I reckon you've got a lot more in you. The comment section under this video that was from quite a while ago, fucking brutal. Like, I mean, brutal. Now, a lot of people do point out
people have always been so awful to his kids. They've always been so awful.
I don't, like, she's getting piled on from the Jackson fans, like the staunch Jackson fans who are going to support Michael no matter what. And then you're also getting attacked by people who are like, how can you take your father's money when he did what he did? What a weird world to live in. Incredibly privileged. Like, you can't say that Paris Jackson lives in a different world to everybody else, incredibly privileged. And here's what I find really interesting. She's saying don't go and watch this movie, but obviously Michael, the movie, is backed and approved by the estate of Michael Jackson, which she gets money from. So
yeah. So she will make money from it in some way.
Indirectly, yeah, but will make money from it. So it is interesting for her to come out against it and say, from what she saw, there's lies and inaccuracies. But again, all of these biopics do this. They sugarcoat something.
I know.
Like we talked about it with that Amy Winehouse one, and it was like so...
Yeah.
It's like, this is... If you want to represent a person, you have to represent them as the whole person as much as you can. But like, I can't disagree with Paris here. These movies, they're sugarcoating everything. They're trying to make it seem like all of the... And like, I understand that there's obviously clear reasons why they went, okay, we're going to do up to 98 and that's it. we are certainly not going
Yeah,
past
there's
2000.
no reason to go further. Yeah, yeah.
I think
Takes it to a different movie. It's not an entertainment movie. Once you do that, it becomes like an actual documentary, and people get in their feelings, and they don't want to feel in their feelings. People want to go and be entertained.
They want to be entertained
by
and feel
Michael
good.
Jackson, who at the end of the day, when an MJ song comes on at the bar or, at a barbecue or something, you get up and you dance. Like it's like it was great music. Like it
Yes.
really was such good music, and it was like it spanned generations. And so if you're going and seeing this film, that's really what you're there for. Like you're there for the music aspect and a little bit of like the life around it. But I'm like you. I don't really want to go and spend money. I mean, not that I go to the movies anyway, but if I was going to the movies, I'm going to see something new by the Minions. Not my choice. There's a gun to my head. I'm not allowed to see anything else anymore until my kids are 18. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. If you've seen it, let us know in the comments. Like if you have feelings, if you feel like they should have gone past 98, like definitely let us know in the comments, like, because we're probably not going to see it till it comes out on the streaming services.
I don't even know if I'm going to watch it. I'm not that big of it. Like, I think his music's great. You know what I mean? Like, I think he musical.
Yeah,
genius.
I was never like a big fan of the life. Or the life
but
of him.
the lore of Michael Jackson confuses me, and some parts of it, if true, really disgust me. So it's one of those things that I struggle with, and I'm sure there'll be haters in the comments that are just like, you guys are haters, but we're not sitting here hating on either side. We're just saying it's just a weird thing, like Michael Jackson the musical, that thing.
But
that was
still
touring
comment.
everywhere.
It helps us.
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely attack us. Anyway, thoughts and feelings are always considered, and if you want more here on Wilco and Courts, it's going to be right in front of your face right now.